And a new CBS military drama follows the professional and personal lives of the most elite unit of Navy SEALs as they train, plan, and execute the most dangerous high-stakes missions our country could ever ask of them.
Guys, stop. You're way overthinking this, all right? We're not swimming the prisoner out, okay? We're going in the same way we're going out. That's what choppers.
Rotors are going to make an awful racket coming up that valley. Give everybody in the house time to get set to repel borders.
It's not Samir's house.
It's not Samir's house.
Joining us now, David Boreanaz, star of SEAL Team. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Here's a
Appreciate it.
question for you. When you're out and about, do you get recognized more as Angel or Agent Booth from Bones?
Hopefully Jason Hayes now. No.
You will be soon.
It's blessed. It's blessed. That's I'm so humbled in the shows that I've done, and it's always a mixed bag of how they. And I actually have gotten Aurora Borealis from The Family Guy. Believe it or not, one of my go-to. Yes, yeah, that was always a fun one.
That's funny.
But it always changes, and yeah. So it all depends, I guess. Tell
us about your new character on SEAL Team.
Well, I play a character by the name of Jason Hayes, who's a Tier 1 DevGru leader, and he takes these guys obviously on these intense missions, and he's the leader of them. I like to say he's the quarterback leading from, it's 2 minutes left, it's a 2-minute drill, and he's got to go capture or get these incentives or whatever he needs to do in order to protect us here at home. And for me personally, the show really struck home when I had a conversation with an actual Tier 1 guy who had 13 deployments, who kind of set the record straight for me and where he wanted to go with the show on a personal level, and how they deal with what they do with when they come home and where they're at. And it's a balance. When they leave, they love it. It's to them, they're on fire, and it's a passion that they have. They control chaos in an insane way. But when they get home, there's a lot of misunderstandings, and they can't just adapt all of a sudden to the normalcy of what they think is normal at home. Get into fights over Christmas tree lights, or missing their kids' recitals. There are the problems with their relationships. Jason has an issue going on now with his wife and their separation. So it's a lot more about the DNA about being home than it is about on these missions and being deployed. So it's an intense fight internally for these guys, and one that I am so humbled to be a part of, a group of guys that from these SEALs' perspective. So I'm very pleased to be part of this.
The Navy SEAL and the other Navy SEALs you spoke with really trusted you with their stories, and they trust you to get this right.
Yeah, that's what it's about. I mean, there's a brotherhood. When I came on and shot the pilot, and we flew down and shot it in New Orleans, when I kind of rappelled in, or they would say, came down off a chopper and landed into their family, they accepted me, and the attitude was get the job done, and that's what we did. And then there was this bond that happened, and it continues with our show that they're there for us as we are there for them, and it's a mirror, because we mirror that when we go in on a mission and we're behind us. Everything has to be unified, and it's the same way we're back home and doing the scenes with the personal struggles. As an actor, you bring what you can to that type of role, or to that mentality, and it's a strong support system that I'm very humbled by.
David, thank you for sharing their stories with us on your new show, SEAL Team. It's going to be a great show. The series SEAL Team premieres coming up September 27th at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, followed by the season premiere of Criminal Minds at 9, then KCTV5 News at 10.